everyone, good evening. Darrell here from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and we're going to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Today started off mild. It got warm, even hot for some parts of the high desert, and then clouds started to develop. These clouds brought scattered showers, and so far there's been a single cell that's produced a strike of lightning. So let's go ahead and just start off by looking across the Tri-County area. In the Bend camera and in the Pine Mountain camera, you can see some showers off in the distance. Now earlier, we got some sprinkles, some of that was virga or rain that was evaporating before it reached the surface. But right now, these showers continue to roll through and temperatures are still warm for some parts of the Tri-County area. So when we look at current radar, we can see those scattered showers. Just to the northeast of Prineville through the Ochocos, that's where we have that one cell that produced a lightning strike. And here through the next couple of days, this is our best chance of rain, and it does come with that risk of thunderstorm activity. So let's go ahead and just focus on that for a second. The Storm Prediction Center does have a risk of thunderstorms through Central Oregon, Eastern Oregon, getting up into Washington and through most of Idaho. And that is expanded out a little bit further than that, but for us it means there's the potential for thunderstorms. Nothing severe. Now some of these could be capable of producing some abundant lightning strikes, but so far we have not seen that. And one more look at satellite and radar. So we're adding satellite into the mix to look at where the clouds are, and we see those showers with that one thunderstorm rolling through the high desert. Let me zoom back in and push the camera south, because around Lakeview we have a little bit more scattered thunderstorm activity. All of this moisture is still pushing to the north, and until it peters out, it looks like it's going to keep some of that, some of their convective properties, which means some of those thunderstorms could stray into Central Oregon later on this evening going into tonight. Looking at the bigger picture, there's a cold front just offshore, and that will be our next system. It pushes through on Thursday. So let's just focus on infrared satellite imagery. I put an enhancement on this so we can really see where those tall clouds are. Let's start off in Central Oregon. And we have those clouds pushing through with some of those showers. Further to our south, we have some taller clouds, and that's some of the thunderstorm activity that could be rolling in later. When it comes to the pressure, isobars are tightening up through the Cascades. Winds are getting breezy for many of us, but for the most part, we're still slightly under this ridge of high pressure, but high pressure is giving way to our next cold front, and that cold front is offshore at the moment, and it's coming this way, and it pushes through during the day tomorrow. On the backside of that cold front, we do have a ridge of high pressure and another system a little further out there. So we're tracking all of that through the next couple of days. In the last 24 hours, temperatures topped out in the mid to upper 80s with 91 in Warm Springs. And right now, we're sitting mostly in the 80s, still 91 in Warm Springs, 79 in Sun River, matching that in La Pine, and some of our higher elevations are still in the 70s as well. So that represents a 5 to 10 degree jump in temperatures in the last 24 hours. Now, before the showers started up, we were running 7 to 14 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. But since we've started to get those showers, a little bit of rain cooling action, temperatures still picking up a little bit, but that warm up really slowed down. Now here through the overnight hours going into tomorrow, we do fall out of the 80s through the 70s pretty quickly this evening, and then into the 60s and 50s. We start the day off with a few 40s on the map, but then warm back into the 70s. So not as warm as it was today, but Thursday still a little above that average high of 72 degrees. Now, let's talk about UV intensity forecast, because today it was up at an 8. It was very high until we started to see those showers. Now it's down pretty far. It's down to about a 6 for most of the high desert, just not in those areas where there is still some sunshine. Now by tomorrow, we're going to be at 7, and that's because of our cold front. In and out clouds are expected. Winds are going to be breezy, and temperatures drop. Now there's a little bit of a correlation between temperatures and UV index, but it's not a causality. And so we're not dropping the UV forecast because of the drop in temperatures, but that extra cloud cover is going to be what does that. And there are a chance for some AM showers before we really start to see clearing, and that's going to be during the early morning hours, mostly overnight. Now, the UV intensity forecast for tomorrow, it is high, so you'll want to keep your sunglasses handy, wear that wide-brimmed hat, and apply sunscreen every 2 hours if you're going to be outside for a long period of time. And if you need to, if you start to get overheated, seek the shade. Now through the next several days, we still have these roller coaster temperatures. We're going from 70s to 80s, mid to upper 80s, and lower 90s Friday. By Saturday, our next weak cold front, that second weak cold front, pushes through. That brings another slight dip in temperatures, but it gets much cooler by Sunday, and by Monday and Tuesday, another system rolls through, bringing more showers, another dip in temperatures, and stronger winds. So our forecast model, starting with this evening, shows that fizzling front just offshore, and through tonight, scattered showers continue. By 11 p.m. it wraps up, we get some clearing. By Thursday, in and out clouds. That's why that UV cast is a little bit lower tomorrow. And by Friday, we're looking at tons of sunshine, 80s, some 90s. By Saturday, not much in the way of precipitation. Later in the afternoon, some showers are possible, but I really think a lot of that's going to develop east of the Tri-County area. By Sunday, in and out clouds once again, but temperatures continue to fall. And then with those in and out clouds, we're not expecting any precipitation until really we get to Monday night going into Tuesday. But even at that, the latest forecast models are downtrending that. I still have the chance of precipitation Monday night going into Tuesday, just in case that system starts to develop a little bit further to the west. Now, as we go forward, if model agreement continues to show, model consensus continue to show, not over area, I'll drop that chance of precipitation on Tuesday. But by Wednesday, we're back to more sunshine. So between now and Friday at 11 p.m., we are looking at showers. We still have that chance of thunderstorm activity, and that's really the best chance of rain. Going past that, we're not looking at much at all. So that we have these showers and some thunderstorms possible through the overnight hours. Now let's talk winds. Through the last couple of hours since the precipitation started up, winds have gotten gusty. We're gusting between 15 and 25 miles per hour. Actual winds are between 5 and 15 miles per hour, mostly coming out of the northwest. Now through the afternoon, we've started to see those wind speeds trend up, and it's going to get breezy for many of us through this evening, but then back down to a gentle breeze. By Thursday, breezy at times during the PM. Same thing on Friday. Nothing too extreme expected until we get to Saturday with that next system. So for tonight, 50s, some 40s, a few PM showers, and then by Thursday, we're looking at 70s with a few 80s possible, in and out clouds, not too shabby at all, and still above that average high of 72 degrees. Now through the 7-day planner, we have roller coaster temperatures, both highs and lows. But then after Saturday's weak front, we get our dip in, the front actually pushes through Saturday night. We get the dip in temperatures on Sunday, then we're back in the 60s for a couple of days. So going from well above average for this time of the year to well below average for this time of the year by early next week. So just a quick look at your headlines for this Wednesday, May the 28th. A cold front is on the way. It will bring cooler temperatures to the high desert, but it's going to stay dry. Winds could get breezy at times, and rebounding warmth is expected Friday and Saturday, and that just continues this springtime roller coaster of temperatures and conditions across the high desert. Looking a little bit further past that 7-day planner, days 6 through 10, unseasonably cool and a little on the wetter side. That's the latest in weather. Join us on Central Oregon Daily News while the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. Now, wait, one more thing. Now, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. That's the other thing.